Yeah, good to see you.
And I believe Mr. Julio and Miss Isabella have just
No.
taken the boat over to come and
No.
save you.
Well,
How did we choose the same time? Oh lord. Oh, this is the worst. Oh
That's
god damn it. Okay.
I mean, are you?
Shit. Shit. Oh
We
lord.
I said careful with the tower.
What tower?
The tower.
That tower? Yeah, no. I get you. I get you. That is entirely my Okay, we'll take chase 2 here. Oh, holy fuck a dick! That motherfucker just sank the bus. Alrighty, hello everybody. For some reason my face is twice because we still have the Formula 1 camera on from yesterday. We're somewhat stalling for time right now. Purely because I got myself all nice and set up for today's stream. Because the load time for this game is quite long, particularly with the amount of mods that I'm using. And then about 2 minutes before the timer was due to run out, I did something with the game settings, trying to change the resolution, that caused the whole thing to fucking crash. So I'm currently trying to load in just now. So bear with me for a little second. But hello Mono, hello Nos Wolf. Yes, we're not even drunk yet. Yeah, it's double Hibble on the cards already. We are going to be playing some Transport Fever 2 today, which is a new game for the stream, and it's one that is probably going to end up replacing Cities Skylines 2. So, you know, if you've been around the stream for long enough, you'll know that I have tried, not once but twice, to do a series on City Skylines 2, and I'm honestly just not... I was never really feeling it. I loved City Skylines 1, but I think with the state of modification that City Skylines 1 had, going to City Skylines 2, where suddenly you're so confined, it didn't really you know, scratch that same itch as City Skylines 1 did. And City Skylines 1 does have a lot of issues that I wouldn't want to stream it. Like, it only runs on one fucking processor, which is a fucking problem for Paradox games. So you would, you know, the minute your city gets above, like, fucking 20,000 people, suddenly your frame rates are, like, 20. When you watch videos of people doing, like, the commuter, like, drive-thrus of their town, they have to actually speed up that footage because the map is so big, the frame rates are so low, they have to record it at, like, fucking 15 frames per second and then speed it up post, which is kind of silly. So not something I would want to stream. Oh, hey Sly, skill issue. What's a skill issue? The game crash? Oh no. Oh no. Please tell me. No. This is gonna go on a while, guys. Last laugh, thank you for the squag resub. Oh no. God damn it. Not more squags. What? I was curious about what was gonna happen when I get to the squag square bracket. Slice, thank you for the prime squag sub. Gonna have to have like a custom name for it. It's the squag sub. Single core game, yeah. Paradox is really bad for it. They do write a lot of their games as just like single core only, which means as soon as the getting gets good, the performance becomes absolutely dog shit. So, yeah. This, however, is not a Paradox game, so we are switching provider, and it finally has loaded in. So hopefully I can. Haha! Okay, it worked. It didn't crash this time. Oh no. Oh no.
Squeg 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 squeg
Are you guys copying and pasting each other's messages? Oh no. Okay, it's the way that it looks on my screen. Squag. Sarah Beale, thank you for the squag sub. Dang, that's a lot of squags. God damn it! I can't.
Squeg 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 squeg
train. Oh Jesus. See the funny.
Squeg 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 squeg.
Wait, why is there more squags?
Squeg squeg squeg.
How is there more squags?
Squeg 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 squeg.
Mono.
Squeg 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 squeg.
Squag. Oh, thank you everybody for the squag subs. This is gonna become a thing now, isn't it? Jesus Christ. All I can see in the fucking chat window, in fact, can I show you the chat window? Yeah, like, all I see is just this, like, wall of fucking squags every time. Every time this happens. Well, thank you for the squag subs, everyone. I'm kind of nervous you're all here though, because I know that after Bumley that a few of you after the Bumley incident, a few of you guys have ulterior motives. So yeah, this this should very much be interesting. So take us to Bumley upon Bum. Yeah, well, I think I went through this. I went through this yesterday and had a good look to make sure that make sure the map that we're running on isn't going to doesn't have anything that's too ridiculous. Although I have absolutely no doubt that I can't show Bumley Badger because the loading time for this game is about 7 minutes. So it would be 7 minutes of just sitting around while we wait for this. It is 7 minutes to Bumley. Yes, this is true. This is definitely true. So what are we doing today? Before we get derailed by Bumley. We're going to be doing some Transport Fever 2 today, and what separates this from Cities Skylines is that you do technically have the ability to, like, place roads and, use assets to plonk down buildings, but the town building, it's not a city builder. The towns instead grow naturally depending on how good your Jesus Christ. Hi, Noswolf. Take a short hop through the Tane. How far is it from Bumley to Willitown? Well, given that Bumley isn't on this map, and it's if we're being prim and proper in the Queen's English, it's Willington, not Willyton. Although I can see that you guys are I can see that you guys have already got that one on your mind. So yeah, the reason that Transport Fever 2 is different from City Skylines is that we focus on the transport industry. City Skylines 2 has, like, everything. It does a little bit of everything. So you have to build the city, and then you have to build the transport. It is a lot more free, but it's a bit hard to develop a town that forms naturally as a consequence of the transport network, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really know how to describe this better. Words are fucking hard. Basically, you can't build towns in this game. All you can do is connect up the industries to each other, and then connect the industries and the finished products to the towns, and then the towns will grow naturally as a response of how good you are at your transport network. And I quite like that. It means that we have control of a very important element of the world building, but no control over the other element of world building, which effectively means that we can we have to respond to a changing world around us, basically, which is quite a nice feature that you don't really have to do in City Skylines. So, new HS2 route. You guys really... We can't connect Bumley to this, because there is no Bumley. there is no Bumley. Choo choo. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the squag train, everybody. I was gonna say hype train, but it's not a hype train, it's a squag train. The names can be changed, that is true. That is true. Am I going to have to sacrifice a town so that it can become Bumley? Time to become a Bumley founder. Also, I'm slightly cautious as to why there's no fucking audio in this game. Maybe it's because we're paused? What if I click? Oh no, okay, okay. The game's just quiet. The game's just fucking quiet. Alright, I get the horrible feeling I'm gonna have to sacrifice a town for it to become Bumley. So when I was making sure this was a suitable thing, so I'm using a custom map generator to make these levels, and unfortunately the map generator can produce results that were a bit fucky-wucky. So you can see up here things are a bit, you know, they look a bit scuffed. You know, this is gonna be a very kind of British themed route, and I don't really think we have cliffs like this anywhere in Britain. So I have to go through and make sure that it's not entirely fucky-wucky before we get started. And in my searchings yesterday, I think we're probably going to try and start down here. Bumley. Ah, dear. I'm definitely going to have to pick a town to sacrifice to Bumley, aren't I? Yeah, I think we're going to start down here, and as tempting as I would be to start over on what I'm going to effectively describe as the mainland, this island might be quite appealing. The bummers. Bumley is fucky-wucky, to be fair. I think we discuss yesterday that only West Bumley was fucky-wucky, and the rest of Bumley was just, you know, fine. I think. So yeah, we're gonna start down here on this little island, which has, I guess, pretty shit prospects, all things considered. But it's good as a starting territory because we can connect farm to bakery, and then we can connect wood to wood. I think that's kind of it, but that might be enough for a little foundation. Oh, I can connect farm to brewery, which isn't the worst thing. Yeah, we can get some basic industry up and running here, which will be quite good for the foundation of what will be our little empire. West Bumley's just the worst bit of a bad town. It's like, yeah. Don't connect the brewery to Bumley. Okay, so everything has to connect to Bumley except the brewery. Well, to be fair, we don't quite have a Bumley yet. The only caveat with my plan, so I'm gonna have to set up some ferry shipping at some point because this shit ain't going to like here. So for example, Ealing. I don't fucking know English town names. I'm gonna call it Ealing. Ealing here requires fuel, and I have somewhere that makes fuel, but the basic fuel stuff. So basically, the fuel refinery requires refined oil, which is made at the oil refinery, which requires crude oil, which comes from the oil well, and these are not connected. So we're gonna have to do some ship-related stuff fairly early on. But we'll kind of just take that one by here. Whee! Your mum enjoyed her trip to Bumley. God damn it, Slice. God dang it. Oh well. I guess we get started. I'm just trying to think of a good place to get started. This terrain is actually going to be ever so slightly tricky to work with. I'm probably going to need to pass the train line past here. And I think Sandwich train station, she usually just goes to Willitown. But this time she treated herself, god damn it. God dang. Way. God dang it. Or do I just come down here? This is the question. Oh no, so I can use farm stuff to make cows, which I can turn into beef. But raw beef needs to be worked with before it becomes food. And the only two are in Bingham and Stockport, which are... Oh no, there's one at Stockport. Where's the one at Stockport? Oh, okay, that's not too far away. Okay, no, yeah, okay, definitely the south area is a good place to start for us. Yeah. Oh, there's a steel mill here. Okay, we have a plan. God, this town is going to be an absolute fucking shit show to get to. This is probably going to be the one town that I am going to have to use. I'm not going to be able to use railway for in any way, shape, or form. Now, the other thing is that boats are going to be important in this run, but I have a problem that I'm going to need to build a canal here in order to communicate the two bodies of water. I think other than that, the only other potential canal possibility is up by Broughton. But even then, that might end up being a train job. Where is our biggest town? That is my question. So our biggest town is Bromborough. Bromborough? Fucking Bromborough. Yeah, okay, I don't really think we care about that. Fine. So we're gonna start Oh. God damn it. I've got two versions of the chat window open, and everyone's got different colors on them, so I thought I had a new chat message, but... Yeah, dang. Okay, right, let's make a start here, and we'll do this the simplest way. This is going to be the most complicated part of it, of the train line coming past Sandwich. My options are either that I make it scale this hilltop and go over Sandwich, or it skirts the side of the hill and comes round behind these industrial estates. What's the land use like on this? Yeah, okay, ideally we would have a train station here, but I honestly don't think that shit's gonna fly. I think I'm gonna need to put it like here-ish and then just communicate it with fucking trains. This town is probably going to expand at some point, although I'm not going to be able to feed it things early in the game. I do have steel mills here, but I'm not going to be able to do anything with them because there's no There's a source of iron ore there, but I've got no sources of coal nearby. Yeah, the nearest one is up on this random godforsaken fucking hilltop. Which is going to be an absolute testicular torsion to get things down from. Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, that's actually going to be a real struggle bus. This is a game that you can cheese with air freight. Yes, eventually, although it's 1850, so you know, like, if we go find a person. Well, actually, the game's paused, so the people haven't really spawned in yet. But yeah, so you can do air freight, but air freight can't carry very much. And I don't even know if I don't think I'll have enough space to like put an airfield down anywhere here. So I think it's probably going to be Shippy Whippies. Direct flights from Bumley International. Well, Bumley did become Bumley did become our biggest city on account of feeding the bummers with bread. So, you know, it probably would have been a big candidate for having an airfield at some point or another. Alright, I think we get this shit show on the go. Actually, yeah, okay, it's not going to take us too long to be able to get sandwiched some stuff, but let's start with the very basics. So we'll do a train station here. We'll do the sandwich train station. We'll start this one as a passenger train. And we'll do this one probably about here-ish. I think that's gonna be acceptable. That costs us a pretty penny. I'm gonna get rid of this road while it doesn't cost me anything. So if you get rid of a road that has buildings attached to them, you have to pay the city to remove those buildings. So let's get rid of that building while it doesn't have anything on it. And let's just go ahead and lay down some lines. I'm just going to do some standard lines. So let's put that one into here. And then this into here. Now let's take a look at this to make sure it's not entirely fucky-wucky. And we can see actually it is a little bit fucky-wucky. So let's just get rid of all of this for a little second, and we'll use the terrain flattening tool, which is this one. Okay, that's way too fucking big. Okay, this should hopefully prevent the road from looking a bit dog shit. The train tracks look a bit dog shit, but you know what? I'm gonna have to accept that as a necessary evil for the minute. So let's put a train track into there. So those should be the same height now. So now if I go back and replace this street, which is here. This is a modded run, so you will see that there's a lot of weird and wonderful mods being used. So yeah, there we go. We've got no weird, absurd bump there anymore. I think what I might do actually is I might connect these two roads by way of a little bit of a curve. And then we'll have the train tracks effectively come skirt this. So let's go to train tracks. And okay, Jesus Christ, that's expensive. Ugh. Yeah, dang. Can we not just like... What the fuck height is this at? This height is there. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is kind of certified rough, actually. Beans. Okay, no, this way is gonna work a lot better. Okay, fine. This is gonna be a lot cheaper than the way we were doing this previously. Okay, let's bring this up here, and it isn't gonna complain at us, although it's gonna be a little bit expensive. That's gonna allow us to connect up this. Okay, that's fine. This is gonna future-proof this area so that we can connect shit where it needs to go later on. Okay, thank fuck we got that sorted. Let's use the configuration tool. So one of the cool things about this game is that your train stations are pretty modular. So even the base game has a lot of customization, but we can do more. We can do more with it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna throw in some train tracks. We'll do it at 30 kilometers an hour, which is gonna be just under 20 miles an hour. And then we'll do some cargo platforms. So we'll do one cargo platform here, and then let's spruce this up with an open goods shed here, and a cargo. Yeah, okay, that looks pretty cool. We'll get that in there. And this will hopefully give us enough room, so we'll come out of this now, and then if I do buildings, I might be able to actually put in a train depot. Actually, it's kind of big. It's kind of big. Okay, I might have to have a little think about that one. Yeah, okay, definitely gonna have a think about that. I'm also trying to have a little think about how I deal with this area here. This area is going to be quite challenging to deal with because I don't know if I have enough space on this side for a train station, and what if we do this as like a cargo terminus? Your red diesel isn't very red today. Yeah, I've gone back to my my normal brew. Okay, let's do a countryside road here. This should be that should be good enough for here. What do you mean there's too much fucking curvature? Fuck off. Let's do it as a straight line then. Okay, straight line works better. Okay, so I think if I put the main tracks here and then the train station in here, that should in theory work. Let's see if it does. Yeah, okay, that works quite well. So grab one train station there, and then I'm wary about. Okay, we'll just put this one right here in the middle, and let's do some tracks connecting them. That's going to be a nice, easy run here. Actually, no. Let's do the crossing here first. So, trying to see what shape this has. So this is all fine. So we'll do the crossing here to here. That's fine. This is all pretty flat, so I don't have to worry too much about this. Let's just do the simplest, longest design. Ooh, okay, that's a bit of an embuggerance. Let's try and avoid this being too curvy so that we can keep the speeds up. 45's a bit on the low side, but meh, not too bad. Okay, from here I need to make a decision on what way round the... So, effectively, what I'm thinking is I'm going to put some kind of port here for a cargo freight terminal. And I'm going to have trains doing stuff. Effectively, is the long and short of it. But that's going to be something for the future. I think if I do it this way, no, it's probably gonna have to be here, facing up this way, and then that's gonna allow it to curve around. I guess I could go either way. For now, I guess it's not entirely important. What is important is we find a way of connecting these up. So I'm gonna actually... Okay, I think it's gonna get messy if I cross it over actually. So let's just keep curving you over to here. And then we'll curve you around to here. Can't quite get the maximum speed out of this. This shape here is pretty good. So we'll do 2 little bitties of track here. And then this one's gonna come over to here. We're pretty close to the coastline, but thankfully natural disasters aren't a thing. So I don't really have to worry about that one too much. And then from here, I should be able to do a low-speed crossover. So I think if I do... Yeah, okay, so 50 kilometers an hour is 30 miles an hour, 31 miles an hour. So let's Hail Mary this over to here. And we'll have a little slip junction. Alright, good shit. So let's make you a double slip. Nice. And then I should hopefully be able to do something with this space. Meanwhile, over on this end of the wood, let's go for the 30 kilometers an hour. And let's pull you into here. So this whole thing is 19. Yep, pretty happy with that one. Let's bring you over to here. And we are pretty happy with that one. So let's make these all double slips. Double slips do slow down the speed limit quite a fair bit, but that isn't going to be an issue while we are doing stuff here. And we could, in theory, make a little bit of a... Can I not actually, if I customize this, can I not add in some things? If we do the 30s... Yeah, I can. So we can make a little siding area, because as much as this area isn't really going to be particularly functional, what we can do is we can at least make it look the part, because this game we're not exactly going for meta stuff. Oh, actually, hang on, I fucked that up. We're not exactly going for a specific like meta of getting the most money and having the most success. Instead, we're trying to build a world that looks fairly believable. So let's get this shit in here, and let's once again make you a double slip junction, although apparently I can't. Which, to be fair, I'm not really that bothered about, because this area is basically just going to be for fucking show, all things considered. Would be more believable with a town called Bumley, am I right? Is there even a town called Bumley in real world? Hang on, I'm gonna go curse up my my shit. Bumley. No, not Burnley. Bumley. No, I don't think there is any towns called Bumley. That's unfortunate. Burnley is close enough. Okay, let's go ahead and throw in a little train yard area here. This is kind of rather shittily placed, but yeah, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So I think we'll go ahead and plonk this down by 1. So we'll put this one here. And we can always connect up another one if we particularly need to. Let's stick using the slow speed rails, which we'll do to here. The good thing about the slow speed rails is that, yeah, it kind of doesn't matter about the curvature because they're slow speed anyway. Wait, are we going for realism in a world that has literal edges? Yeah, exactly. It's 100% realism. The Earth is flat, you know? It's common knowledge, mano. Common knowledge. Okay, so with this done, we can finally start unpausing the game and work on getting our first our first train's up and running. So if we call this a sandwich forestry, and then this will be the sandwich forestry freight. I don't know how this separates sawmill, but fuck it. So this will be the sandwich sawmill freight. So this is going to be a nice, simple, very rapid line that's going to go between two very closely distanced places. So sandwich sawmill works. Now we can go ahead and purchase one of these trains. Now there is a mod that I have that breaks, so I can get like a fucking a modern postal carrying train now, which I definitely don't fucking want. Yeah, so speed isn't really. It's tractive effort, I think, is the thing that we really, really want just now on Bumley Sawmill. What? Let's let's go ahead and get something that can carry a shit ton of wood. So we need a flat wagon that can carry wood. Do we want a flat wagon or a pair bolster? Pair bolster carries twice as much, but is twice as long and twice as heavy. So really there's no particular benefit to it. Yeah, okay, fuck it. Let's just get a flat wagon. Let's just get a cunt ton of flat wagons. And then we can throw in a brake van at the end. Boom. So this is very expensive. So we only started with $5 million. And that train on its own cost us nearly $3 million. But this will generate a shit ton of profit for us. So once the game stops absolutely fucking spazzing out at 9 frames a minute. Here we go, we will see our train. Look at it! So this is the 1850s, so everything does look really incredibly derpy. But yeah, the fact that this train isn't going to be able to move very fast is a very, very limited consequences. Because the distance is just so fucking close. I think actually what I want to do, manage line, let's do on the forestry freight. Let's wait for a full load. Because if we're not taking a full load, what are we even doing? What are we even doing? So this will slowly start to net us up some money. And we need to consider what we're going to do with Featherston over here. Was that a GWR Caesar class? I don't fucking know. I do not fucking know. All I know is it can flip. I was gonna say it's a 060, but actually it's a 042. So yeah, you can go and work that one out in retrospect, Mono. So we've got 55 units of lumber. Let's see how much that nets us when we get to the other end. This isn't a particularly powerful train, but this is going to be producing a shit ton of shit pretty fucking effectively. So let's see how much this nets us. It's a very short distance, so it's not going to be much. It's a quarter mil. Quarter mil every couple of minutes isn't going to be too bad. One thing I need to do is I need to actually control the time speed. So let's go to, where is it? Is it here? Yeah, slow date speed. So we want to be working with 1 in 32 time. So let's place that down somewhere. And that controls how fast the time goes. The game moves like unreasonably quickly under the default settings. So doing it this way, what this means is it's going to take us a long time to move between eras. So starting from 1850s to get to modern times is going to take us a hot minute. But it does mean we're going to be having to replace our vehicles more. We are going to make more money per era, but it's going to take it's going to be more. Our vehicle maintenance is going to be pretty high, basically. So. And it's going to take us a long time to get, like, improved technologies, so... So yeah, God, this train is riding the struggle bus a little bit in terms of its tractive effort. But we're still making profit from this. That's pretty good. Fine. Yeah, okay, this train is, I think, over the course of a month, it is going to end up making a fairly tasty bit of profit. So we can basically leave the game running now, and we are slowly going to generate ourselves some money. So now what we need to do is consider the next steps. Now, we're not going to be able to connect this farm up by train. We could, but I think it's going to be really fucking messy. I think what I want to try and do instead is just get the train line over this hill. So let's go back to the default track speed. We don't have the ability to put down, like, speed signs yet, so, yeah, it's a bit... Okay, this is kind of gonna get a little messy, actually. Oof. It might be worth actually... It might actually be worth the expense of me deleting these farmers' fields for a slightly easier run at this. Yeah, I think that might be where we're at. Let's just try and do what we can to get this around. I can't see shit for the fucking trees. Actually, this is quite an annoying little line to try and calculate the way around. Let's bring you... For fuck's sake. So to here, and then round to here. So this is going to be a fairly low speed section of track, which is fine. I can always redevelop it in the future, but otherwise it's going to cost me literal fucking billions. So what we'll do is we'll bring this to here, and then we're going to curl this around a little bit. So we're going to pay to get rid of the farmer's field, which looks expensive, but it is actually going to be cheaper in the long run. Jesus Christ. Able Crit, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in. Rats, rats, rats all the way we're rats. We put... Wait. What's going on? That's a lot of rats, chat. That is a lot of rats. Rats, chat. Fuck, god damn it. I've got to the point of the stream. We're not even an hour in. I've got to the point of the stream where I can't speak English anymore. Fable Crit, how was your stream? Welcome on in. Let me give you one of those shouty outies. What are you doing? You were doing some DBD. Yeah, dang. Were you are you a survival are you a survivalist player, or do you like being the killer on DBD? Please feel free to ignore my random shit raid messages. Survivor today, yes. No. It's all good. At first, because it was Mono that posted first, and so I was like, is this Mono just being weird again? Or is this something? And then more people started saying it. I was like, oh. Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to follow that Twitch link that is on your screen right now to Fable Crit, who is playing some Dead by Daylight. Yeah, I did say that right. Today. If you like what you see, feel free to drop them a follow. You are never weird. Mono. I don't know if that's always true. I don't know if that's true. Lies, all lies and slander. Did you have much luck surviving on your DBD games? I've never actually played DBD at all. It's a game that I like to watch, but yeah, I've never tried playing it. You were on board with Squag pretty quick. Well, the Squag messages. I think my first ever encounter with Squag, if you remember, Badger, I was very, very confused because Slice came in and started talking about Squags, and I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, what is your opinion on Squags? And I was just like, what is a Squag? What's going on? And it was only after that I had to get shown. It was fun. You have to raid and run, but have funsies. No problem, Fable. Thank you so much for the raid. Glad to hear that you had a good stream and some good jobs in surviving. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening or day, depending on where you are in the world. But yeah, for those of you that came in with the raid, hello. I'm Hibblejaybob. I am a variety streamer that plays a very eclectic mix of games. Yesterday we were doing... Fuck, what were we playing yesterday? We were playing something yesterday. What were we playing yesterday? We're playing... Oh, you're from Scotland. Oh, I was, yeah, I'm from Scotland too. Nice. How does it make it weird? It just makes me squeak. I was playing F1 Manager. I can't believe I forgot that. Yes. Thank you, Mono. I was playing F1 Manager. Yeah, we do a wide variety of games and simulators here, so yeah, if you like what you see, feel free to stick around for a little bit. But what is your opinion on Squags? Squags are just eggs, Badger. It's just the same thing, different shape. That's kind of all there is to it, really. Ooh, there's an industry here that I'm gonna want to connect at some point. Okay, let's, Okay, I was considering making Featherstone a terminus station, but actually I don't think that shit's gonna fly, because I need to get a train round to backup as well. Such a gross oversimplification. Okay, Badger, demonstrate to me that a squag, other than its shape, is functionally different from a normal egg. Yeah, dang. Where's town roads? Here's town roads. Okay, I want to put in... Are we talking a regular or Scotch? It's a good question, Mono. It's a good question. I wish I had an answer for you. I think it was a boiled egg, wasn't it, the squag? The OG squag? I forget. I forget. Alright, let's get rid of this. Now let's get ready to put in another train station here. I need to be careful because we're starting to run out of money a little bitty. Let's turn you all the way right round. Right round. Baby, right round. You spin me right round. Baby, right round. Yeah, okay, good enough for government work. Let's upgrade this road a little bit here. Okay, this might be a bit problematic, but fuck it, I'm gonna be able to make it work. Scotch squag. Oh, okay, I'll be honest with you, a Scotch squag has a good ring to it. Yeah, Scotch squag does have a good ring to it. Okay, let's sort out this road crossing before buildings get built onto this. So we'll do that to here and this to here, and this actually turned out okay. Let's just take this train track out of town. Boom. Okay, so eventually this train track here is going to funnel up this valley and get all the way to Backup. Backup has plenty of potential for industry as well. So yeah. Okay. Right. Let's see what we want to do with this shit here. So we're now, our next step is to try and connect Featherstone to Sandwich. So we're gonna have to spend a while just on this view here. Kind of dog shit. This is low speed tracks, but because of the terrain, that is unfortunately just what we're gonna have to fucking deal with. Regrettably. I want you to start coming down the mountain. You'll be coming down it when you can. Meanwhile, we're gonna filter you out to about here. And I'm just gonna bring you to here, you to here. Oh, I need to be careful because this is not the right line. Oh no, it's the right line. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, it is the left line to be correct with myself. So I can build this one for here. We've now got less than 1 million left. But we should be able to make this shit work. This shit's gonna get expensive. And we can connect this into here. Okay, good shit. Good shit, good shit, good shit. Okay, we have a fairly functional set of train tracks. Is there a world where I can put like a really slow loop into here? Let's see. So let's go down to 30 mile an hour. Too much curvature. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think making a circular loop. That's gonna be rough. Someone who starts double tracking from the start is either very good at the game or very impatient. Neither. It's somebody who has an idea of how they want the end product to look. I wonder if we get another one of these into here. And this is going to account for both directions. These buildings are cheap as chips and they don't have particularly high maintenance costs. So I'm not too fussed about doing this. Like putting down 2 for an area that's only going to have a particularly limited amount of trains. I ain't too worried about that at all. Of course, the other thing that we could do... I don't think it's gonna let me do it actually. Let's get rid of this a second. Let's bring you. Let's do this. And then let's bring you up to here. Too much fucking curvature. Your eyebrows have got too much curvature. Fuck you. Okay, so too much curvature only applies to here. So we can do this. And then we can do this. So this is just going to be pour l'esthétique. We'll double switch this. So I'm considering making like a little mini train yard here. Pour l'esthétique. Although having said that, maybe not. Because at some point this is going to have to connect to the freight terminal here, so I'm gonna have to... Yeah, okay, let's actually just pull that entire design. I'll take the refund back. I'm getting ahead of myself is the problem. I need to... Right now I need to focus on function on top of everything, or rather before everything else. So this is all double slipped, so I don't have to worry about this station for now. What I do need to worry about is if we go over to Featherstone, we need to change up the design of this. So let's go ahead and I guess we don't fix what ain't broke. So let's grab a couple of things here, and we'll grab some cargo platforms. Let's just do the open goods shed, which I like because it actually functions as a cargo platform, just covered. I quite like the way that looks. That's going to be pretty tasty. And then we can connect this up to the main line like so. We're just using the slow speed rails because, again, we're focusing on realism rather than strictly throughput. And then we're going to double slip these junctions. So basically what that means is if you look at these tracks, if you're on this track, then you can only end up on, so this is a single slip, and if you're on this track, you can only end up on this track, whereas if you're on this track, you can only end up on this track. But if I double slip them, then they can slip between them. So a train on this one can now come onto this line, and a train on this line can either go to this one or this one. So it does slow the line down a lot, but it does give a lot more flexibility. So pretty happy with that. And this is going to let us get a passenger train, which is going to open up another problem, which we will see very shortly. So if you click on a train station, you can see the area that people will quite happily walk to. Everything that's got a white base, they will quite happily walk on over to. And everything outside of that, they require secondary transport to get there. So I think in this town, we have all of the residential district covered, which is pretty good, but none of the commercial or industrial districts. So we need to, we need to kind of bear that one in mind. Similarly for Sandwich, because we've had to place the town quite far away, if I go to the use map, actually if I click on this, we can see it's only really covering a tiny little bit of the residential district. So yeah, we've definitely got some work. Definitely got some work to do to do this. And the way that we're going to fix this is by stagecoaches. So we're going to use one of our modded buildings. We're going to get like a little mini road depot, and we will have this one. We ideally want it to be in the industrial district, so let's put it here. Will it connect in here? No, it's going to be super expensive. Let's put it here. And that's going to give us a little road depot. Which is fine. I'm going to need another one for Featherston, because these guys aren't actually connected by road. It is going to be cheaper to just put down a road depot than it is to connect them using roads. So the good thing is if you choose not to build roads, then the game will build them for free. So that's a pretty handy thing to keep in mind. Okay, so now we need to actually set up our lines here. So with Sandwich's train station being so far out the way, this hacks, boo. Hey, listen. The only fucking road vehicles that we have are fucking stagecoach. It's all horse-drawn bollocks. It isn't really going to get people anywhere. Oh, how big is Sandwich? Sandwich is almost big enough for me to justify. Actually, these are both big enough that I could almost justify using trams. Do I want to use trams? I might actually use trams. Fuck it. Because trams are going to be better long term. And these being what I'm going to describe as our founding cities, we are going to be able to expand a lot better. So what we'll do then is let's go to buildings and let's do a tram terminal here. So this is one of these little compact ones that I'm really quite fond of the look of. Our other option is to do this loop stop thing, which is nice, but it's a lot bigger. Actually, I wonder if I can just... Hang on a minute. I wonder if I can actually just put that in. Let's, beans. Okay, it's gonna remove somebody's house. Let's scam it. Now, this is an ever so slight hack, but if I put a road in here, that is gonna break up the nodes, which will allow me to delete this without penalty. And now if I go back to buildings and do one of these tram stops, so street tram tracks, here we go, this is gonna work quite nicely. So let's bring you around on the rotate. Bring you up to probably about here. And then I can get, oh no, fuck. Okay, I need to connect this road back up again. So let's grab you. Now you are gonna come over to here. Oh, is that a small street? It is. Oh, that's an embuggerance. Do you know what? I might just bite the bullet because this is gonna look fucking grim without that. So we'll bite the bullet and knock down those people's houses. And here we go. Now we've got a fancy looking tram stop at the Sandwich train station. So we'll basically have the trams come through the center of town. And then actually, if they come up and do a loop here, then... yeah, that's going to work out quite nicely. So now if we put in a tram depot as opposed to a... oh, Jesus Christ, okay, they're just going to absolutely fucking build a road. Build a fucking road. Okay, let's put the tram depot up here. Destruction in the name of progress. Damn straight. Damn straight. Okay, let's fill this place with some hot, spicy tram tracks. You are going to come up here to here to here. And then we'll probably have you loop around here. I can always change this later. But now we have tram tracks, so I can go ahead and do some tram stops. I'm not really fond of these older tram stops, but this nice one with the glass is quite nice. So I think if we do one here, and then one here, and then we're gonna do this in a loop. So rather than a double stop, we're going to bring you to here, you to here, maybe you to here. Yeah, fuck it, why not? And then bring around here. So if we do a new line, so we'll start it at the tram station. It's gonna come here to here to here to here to here to King's Road again, to the Avenue again, and this is going to be Sandwich line number 1. Fine, so this is going to allow us to get some trams on the go. So let's do that. Let's grab a 2-car streetcar and put that to Sandwich line 1. So this is going to mean, so these people are using public these are using private transport, their little horse-drawn fucking buggy to yeet around the place. So not unlike City Skylines, you can click on individual people. So this here is Lucy Jones, and she is currently walking to a residential building that is apparently a park. So she's walking to a plaza. I'm using a few mods that like try and make your towns seem like they've got like squares and things in them. Which is a pretty cool mod. But yeah, in theory a bit of a strange one. Already we've got some people at tram stops. So we can see one thing we probably should have done. So if I do this, you can see that the routes people take. So the blue is private transport, and you can see that our network is covering most of the private transport loops. In fact, there is no part of the city that is not covered by available tram stops. So this is going to reduce the need for public transport, which is pretty good. So Sandwich is now all set up ahead of us starting our trams. And we're going to do something ever so slightly different. We are going to go for a tram stop again. So let's go ahead. Oh, we've already deleted it. Okay, that's helpful. So let's go for... what am I going for? Let's go for a bus and tram terminal. We'll put this one as tram. And I'm quite fond of the central pond. So if we get this to connect into here... actually, if I make you the other way around... Okay. Yeah, that's going to work quite nicely because then you can just work from the stop. Do sound and sit? Yes, so that's why I like this game. So you saw when we built this road, you saw that this road suddenly spawned in, and that is the game, like, building stuff. So towns do expand and contract over time. We just saw a building up level over here. Towns do expand and contract over time, but the most important thing is if you start giving the supplies that the town needs, it expands even faster. So you'll start to see more buildings. So the commercial districts, they tend to grow upwards, so they are dense, but small but very important. Industrial districts tend to be very expansive, and residential is a mixture of expansive and compact. So they'll all kind of extend according to needs. It's quite rare this early on to see them up level and change, but basically you can sit and watch the towns you know, expand. Okay, so we were working on... oh, I don't like that. Ooh, connection street length. Street connection old. Shelter era. Yeah, okay, there we go. So that has updated, so it now no longer looks like a modern road. I forget we need to actually change the names of these. So this will be Sandwich Station Tram Stop. And this will be the Featherstone Station Tram Stop. Station Tram Stop. So all this is going to slowly net us some more money. But very soon we're going to be able to start getting things going in earnest. So now we have to think about how we do the trams for Featherstone. Our options are to have it come down this way and up this way, or I can have it come down this way and effectively like terminate over here. I'm going to need to put a little loop in. And this is a bit of disused bit of street. So what we'll do is we'll go back to this view and we'll probably use a medium turning loop is what we'll do. So this is quite a hefty street, as you'll see. But this is going to provide the trams the ability to turn around. So let's put the tram tracks in here. And this is going to give the trams enough space to get turned around in a single street. Sometimes I would use like an actual tram stop here, but there's no benefit to that at the moment. Again, we can always redo this later on. Let's have it come down the main street. We'll do it initially. See how that goes. Let's go ahead and do the buildings. Burb, you're feeding the pss gang. Oh. Kitty's getting dinner. Okay, so tram stop here. Let's put in a tram stop down here. And we'll probably do another one here. And fuck it, for good measure, we'll probably put a tram stop here on this street. I don't like the way that it doesn't have pavements. Is there one that does have pavements? No. Not really. Meh, that's a little bit dog shit, but it is what it is. Now we can make a second tram line. So we'll start it here. We're going to come down here to here to here to here. And then back to Queensway, Grove, and New Street. And then it will finish at the tram stop once again. So this will be Featherstone line number 1. We do need to put an actual tram building down in order to be able to connect up our trams. That's a train thing. We don't need that. So let's do a tram depot, and we'll just have that one sit on the corner here. Fine. So now if we go ahead and buy one of these, we can do Featherstone line number 1, and we'll see the tram come out. So the one thing that is that's pretty cool, depending on how you set up your trams and things. So if you do it like this, where it's got the town name and then like a service number, then in the service number box it'll have the service number, and then it'll have the full name written down the side. So that's pretty cool. So this is a 2-car variant of the tram. So this horse is pulling some work at the minute. So now that we have our train stations fully connected to the entire city, this means that everybody can access the passenger services at the train station, which will allow us now to do a passenger train. So we're going to start off nice and simple. So we'll do this as platform 2. And then we're going to come over to Featherstone. And this is going to be platform 2. Platform 2. Platform 2. Yeah, okay, in time. Yeah, okay, fine. That's actually going to be fine. Okay, so this is going to be the Sandwich to Featherstone line. And now we need a train. Now, I need to be careful with this because money's going to be a bit tight. We're going to have to extend our loan a little bit more in order to be able to make the most out of this. But we're going to grab one of the Jenny trains because they are faster, although they do have a low tractive effort, which is fine for me because we're not going to be pulling a very big passenger train. And so we'll start off with generic passenger coach. Do we want green, brown, or teal? Let's see what the brown ones look like. So let's add in this, and that's going to be 1.5 million with an 18 passenger capacity. And so this will let us do the Featherstone line. Oh, unable to find the path to stop. Fuck, okay, that's annoying. I've used the wrong train depot for that one. I should have used this one. So we'll wait for this little train to use the main line. And then we're going to change it to the passenger line. So now we will start to see anybody who is interested in traveling over to Featherstone is going to start making their way to the train station using the tram network. Although that is going to take some time to materialize. Meanwhile, here we're going to start slowly making some money, which is going to allow us to start repaying our loan, which is pretty good. Our loan can go much higher, but I'm kind of a smidgen bit reluctant to do that just now. Yeah, it's really annoying that there's no... God, some of our industries are just so fucking disconnected. Of course, the other thing as well that's important about this game is that as much as the industries, as much as the towns expand and grow depending on your progress, so do the industries. And if you don't service an industry, and sometimes then even if you do service an industry, the industries will close. So this is what I mean by you really have to respond to quite a dynamic world. So let's just look and see who wants to go between these places. So right now nobody's using the passenger line. most people are quite happy within Featherstone traveling up and down the main street. Go over to Sandwich. How are we doing? Yeah, most people are quite happy within Sandwich as well. Can you view supply and demand stats anywhere so you can prioritize? Before I answer that question, prioritize what, Mono? Prioritize which industries you service? Or prioritize something else? Oh good, we got our first passengers. Where are they? Where are they? Oh, there she is. There's our first passenger. So this is Elise. She is going to... She's going to Com? Oh, she's going to the commercial building. So this lady is traveling all the way to Sandwich to go to the harness maker. Looks like a bookshop, actually. So yeah, we'll get to see how much money we get. So let's go ahead and see this. So it's just the one person we have here. Oh no, two. God, of all the fucking platform, he chooses to come. This Isaac Johnson's a fucking cunt. He's got the entire train station to himself, and he chooses to stand in front of this little lady. What the fuck? That's so fucking dumb. Look at these little goobers. Fucking funky ass mustache. Alright, let's wait for our train to arrive. So the thing I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to see how much money I get per passenger for this train. It is going to be profitable, of that I am sure. I'm just curious to see how profitable it's going to end up being. We're just going to ignore the fact the trains can magically turn around. So 2 people are going to load in. And then the train's going to turn around. Flirting in the 1850s, yeah. If you can see where to expand. So yeah, you can. So you have these little displays here. So this is your passenger network. Well, this is all of your station networks, actually. So it shows you which of your stations is what goods it has waiting, how much it costs you, and overload. So overload is a mechanic in this game where if a station is overloaded, you slowly lose resources over time. So yeah, once it maxes out, it will just like start ticking down, and basically it's just to try and encourage you to get more cargo facilities. I don't really care about overload for here though, although with passenger services you do care about them. You would maybe want to get like waiting rooms or something on top of that one. So we've got 2 passengers here on this train. Oh yeah, so the other thing as well is you can see towns. So on your towns you can see who needs what and what level of satisfaction they have of all of the resources. So you can see that we're not satisfying any of the towns with any of the resources at this point in the game. So we'll need to keep that one in mind. Alright, let's see how much profit we get. So this game is a bit weird in that money is given to you based on how far you transport the goods. So you can artificially inflate that number in order to get as much money as possible, which is something where in a way we're going to be doing later, but we're doing it not for money grabbing purposes, but we're going to be doing it for practicality purposes, but you'll see how that looks later on. So here we go, trains pulling into the train station. How many people are waiting to go the other way? It's 2 again. So we get... Oh, we get under 10k per passenger. Okay, that's not great. That is not particularly ideal. But meh. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, one thing we want to start looking into now is connecting up this bakery here. So let's rename this one to the Featherstone Bakery. So I want to connect the bakery to the farm that's here. I'll maybe save this farm for the distillery. Although no one's really requesting distilled goods at the moment. The good news is with excess distilled goods, I can turn them into food at a food processing plant. So this is all something that can like feature into things later. This train's still netting us a shit ton of money, which is nice. In time, people will start traveling between the towns more. But we just need time to make that one happen. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add some truck stops in. I'm really fond of this mod, this small compact truck station, because the base game truck stations actually look pretty gnarly. The passenger variants are quite nice. I like them with the curb that goes around. But the truck stops, I think, it just look fucking messy. Whereas I've got this compact truck stop mod, which is actually pretty cool. So what we'll do is we'll do this as dirt with a wall around it. Fine, we'll put a little truck stop in. Oh, actually, it's kind of hard to place this in a way that doesn't look a bit shit. I wonder actually if we pull off a... Let's pull off a small country road from here next to the farm. Okay, maybe not. Let's do that to here. That should give us enough space. And now if I do the truck stop again... Where is it? Yeah, okay. So now if we do the truck stop and we plonk this in here, we need to change the country old. There we go. So now if we place this so it doesn't look completely fucked, we have a nice little truck stop. So this is the Sandwich Farm. Sandwich Farm. Truck stop. Well, ooh. Trucky top. Truck stop. And then we're going to do another one on the other side of Sandwich. And this truck stop is actually going to have two purposes. So you may have noticed when I was building shit earlier, let's see if I can't put this down. So you can see these symbols here of what look like letters with red and green arrows onto them. So this is a mod that I use that actually gives the town a little bit more functionality. So towns before used to just house people, but now they actually generate goods and take in goods, and that goods is mail. So you're required to do mail sorting. I mean, you're not required to, but it does help boost the town and boost your profits. So you can collect unsorted mail from the residents, take it to a mail sorting facility, sort it, and then deliver it to towns. So that's pretty good. There's a similar mechanic for commercial buildings and industrial buildings, which gives you I think I need to be on the build menu. So you see here waste, so cog turns to waste, and you can take the waste to, I don't actually know offhand where one is, but you can take the waste to a waste processing facility, and you can recycle it, and you get a small amount of steel out of it as well. So that actually is a pretty good mechanic added by this mod. Okay, let's add another truck stop. Let's make it out of... So we're going to make this one Vanilla 10. And we are going to make this... an asphalt road. So I'll put the truck stop in... here. And that will service a good bit of the town as well. So when it comes to being able to do letters, we'll be able to do that later. Asphalt. Asphalt, yep. Asphalt. So now we actually do need a road depot. I deleted my road depot earlier thinking I might not need it, but actually I definitely do. Let's plonk this up in the industrial district somewhere. Tip, it is good practice to save the game. This is possible at any time. Yeah, well, save these nuts. Let's just put this on the outskirt of town. Fuck it, why not? Oop. Free upgrade there. So this is a Sandwich Road Depot. So now what we're going to do is we're going to connect Sandwich Farm. And let's do Sandwich Station Truck Stop. So this will be the Sandwich Farm Works. I have a naming convention for how I do these things. So what we'll do is we're going to buy 5 of these horse-drawn carriages, which... Oh, fuck. Actually, I might do 10. Yeah, I've got enough for 10. Let's do 10. And assign them to the farm works. Although they're not actually going to do anything. Okay, hang on. We need to take out a loan. Quite a fair bit of money. So we want the train... Okay, I think we are going to want the train tracks here to follow on the road. Too much fucking soup. Fuck you. Okay, so we're going to want these train tracks to come over to here. So let's have these guys curl over ever so slightly. I need to do this in small increments. So the longer the increments, the more the game tries to have it as a smooth slope, which makes sense because it allows trains to keep their speed up more, but it does also cost a lot more. So this is pretty good here. Is the truck stop connected to the train cargo depot automatically when close enough? Yeah. So in the same way that we did earlier with the train station, and we can see what the train station connects to, you can do the same with the truck stop. So you can click and see what it connects to. So because it's close enough and it's connected by foot paths, they effectively just walk the goods over here. That is the mechanic by which this works. We're now in a position that we can connect up this farm, so let's do this without that much in the way of hesitation. So we're gonna go ahead and grab... We'll put this here for a nice and suitable connection, and then we'll go for 19 mile an hour tram track. Not tram track, but let's actually bring this down to here. Actually, let's do 50. Let's do 50, because this is... We're really making this quite a smooth changeover. Let's double slip this. And Featherstone Bakery Freight. So now we have the ability to generate some baked goods. So we have done that one. We're starting to see more people using the train station now. We're now up to 14, which is pretty good. I'll need to add another carriage to the trains next. How much has the train got on it? Yeah, okay, train's doing okay. We're going to get another train, though. This is one that is going to have to carry... baked goods. Sorry, just plotting slightly how I do this. Okay, so let's do this train stop here. Oh, actually no, hang on, we need to do a new line. So we're gonna do a new line from Sandwich Cargo Station to the bakery. And this will be the Featherstone Bakery Works. Basically, if it's got works at the end, it's a freight route. If it's got a number at the end, it's a passenger service. And And let's go ahead and get ourselves another train. So this one we want to be high speed with good traction. So this one fits the bill. So let's purchase this. And then we need to look at our goods wagons and see what we can do. So we need something that carries grain, which is probably going to be a hopper. Can the open wagon carry grain? No. Okay, it's going to be the hopper, so let's grab a hopper wagon and just flesh that out with a shit ton of shit. And we'll grab a brake van. Brake vans don't carry anything. They're just kind of for show, really. So now if we do the bakery works. So this train is going to set off for the bakery works, and because there is now a train connection between the cargo station here and the bakery over here, the game knows that this line needs grain, and because this cargo station is connected to this truck stop has access to grain. So we'll now start to see the farmers will put grain out for these guys to pick up. So they're going to load it onto their little horse-drawn carts, and then they are going to fuck off towards Sandwich eventually. I said eventually. I don't know what the mechanic is that gets these guys to fucking go. I wonder, is there a minimum stop involved? So it's the farm stop. Yeah, I think it might just be like an artificial delay to, I don't know, spread them out a little bit more. I think that's a distinct possibility. So let's pay back some more loan, because we're about 3/4 maxed out of our fucking loan about now. Oh, actually, I just realized I forgot to connect this road. Back to this one. Let's do a country road. Go from here to here. Cool. Okay. So we can see our passenger train's actually almost full, which is pretty good. Oh, I was actually going to look at this. How do we feel about the brown carriages? Yeah, they look okay, actually. They look okay. How are we doing for train station? Okay, so we're actually moving enough passengers on this line that we can almost justify getting another another carriage on this, although that is going to be expensive. But this train is going to go over here empty-handed. But when it comes back, it's probably going to have some goods that it can actually work with. So this is the first of the grain carriers, I think. Oh no, you've got grain. You've got grain. Ah, okay, yes, okay, fine. So the grain carriers have already made it to the truck stop, so they offload, and straight away it gets carted over to the cargo platform. So now when this train comes back, we're going to see it actually pick up a lot of that grain. And then take it to the bakery to make baked goods. But now we have a bit of an issue that we now have multiple trains that are sharing the same bit of track. You can see that this train... well, we will eventually see that these trains get clogged up. So now we need to do the next step of our campaign of realism, which is focusing on signaling. So we're going to leave the game running for a little bit, and we're going to work on improving our the look of our little railway line. So I am going to be using the GWR signal mod for this early doors. I do have one for when we get into more modern times. But yeah. So this is a bit complex to use if you've never used it before. But we'll hopefully get the hang of it. So we're going to use this as like an overhead combined signal. And then this one will just... there's no way from this one into this one. So Can I make a way for this to happen? If I do this to here, too much curvature. No, I can't really. Fine, to be honest, I don't really consider that to be the end of the world. I could probably do one here that'll let me come over. But I'm just trying to work out if I even want to. Nah, no, not really. Is long and short answer to that one. So we'll use a little overhead signal for this one, and then we'll use a let's use a starter signal here for this one. So for this, we're gonna have to use one of these gantries. I'm trying to place them in the right point. It's a bit of a ball ache. This one gets to be nice and short at the moment because I'm not using double lane operations. Come on. Get on the correct side of the fucking track. Oh, hang on, I've done this wrong way around. So right span 0. There we go. So that looks pretty sensible here. Fine. And then we'll do one of these in the opposite way. Now, the important thing here is that this is going to be... I'm going to now set this up so that the track is officially one way. So we'll do that one there. And then over here... I'll set this up as one way as well. So we'll get that signaling done. One thing I do want to do, let's improve this level crossing, because this doesn't look very safe in my eyes. So we'll use this as a 2-track level crossing with gates for pedestrians. So as the train comes past, you'll see... Well, the train's pretty slow through here, because this is the slow bit of track. But basically, as the train approaches... We'll see how this type of level crossing works. Yep, there we go. So basically all of the gates close. So this actually has to be managed by someone. So, you know, if you were a crossing guard for the trains, you used to have to stand there and you know, close those gates, or the train driver would have to stop. So because of that, we'll put some signaling to replicate the effect of a train potentially having to stop near to the tracks. So, how much of this have we got? We've only got 16 grain. Jesus Christ, we need to get a little bit more grain. Problem is, these guys are riding the struggle bus. So these guys can only max out at 11 miles an hour. And this first little hill they come over is a bit of a bitch for them. I might actually have to get more of those. But yeah, so our train here will pick up what grain it has. Yeah, okay, I think I'm actually definitely going to have to get more. Let's go up to 15. So let's buy 5 more of these guys. And put them onto the farmworks line. Because we're going to need as much of this going as we possibly can. Anyway, our train's going to take what grain it has, and it is going to fuck off into the middle distance. So let's continue trying to focus on our little realism network here. So we've got this level crossing all sorted for now. Let's bring this over, our passenger train, very almost full. It is starting to make a profit though, which is good. That's exactly what we want to see. And we need to kind of do the same thing over here with the one-way signals. So we have another... Oh, I need to take that alone. We have another in-town level crossing, so let's get that one up to safety standards for the time. And then we'll plonk you in here. And then let's do a starter signal. And then we'll do an overhead gantry signal here, going this way, and one going this way. Now, because this track here can communicate with that track, we'll do another little signal over here. And that's why we took the one-way line off. If we go back to our assets, we'll do this signal span 3, and that should cover us now. So if I put this in, here we go. There we go. This is looking like a proper little railway network we've got going on here. That's pretty cool. We'll come and we'll change that back down to 1, and we'll get this here. This is starting to look all very prim and proper for us. One other thing that we can do is we can add in a bit of a non-functional signal, but this will imply that we are... Is that in the right place? So this is non-functional, but this at least looks the part. So this is what you would affectionately describe as like a junction signal. So any trains coming off here going into the whatchamajigger it, the cargo yard would take this signal rather than this signal. There is no possible way right now for this track here to communicate with this side of the station, so there's no need for me to do something on the other side. But over this side, we actually have to think about it a little bit more, because there's actually not 1 but 2 options for the train to go. So let's actually get rid of that, and let's do an overhead combined signal, which we're going to have here. And then if we come over into the assets, we can do a stop signal at position right 2. We want that one to be here. And then we'll do the same thing for right 3. And so this looks very complex, but it is at least looking the part now. So basically for a train coming this way, this is telling the driver if they are staying on the main line or if they are going into passenger platform number 2. Wait for that train to pass, it's fucking drowning me out. Or if it is going into the siding. So here we go, this is all looking very, very professional now. Alright, got a text message that I need to check. Okay, fine. So yeah, this is now looking the part. Further up here, we're gonna have to do the same thing. So we'll do one of these signals here. Actually, it's gonna have to be an overhead, isn't it? So technically speaking, this line here can communicate with this line, but this is also going to be one way, and this is a much more simpler one way. So I'm just going to do like a standard signal here, and then over on this side, let's do another dummy signal to make it look like the junction works. There is a framework within Transport Fever for getting this like this side junction to work, but it hasn't been implemented on this mod yet. I don't know if they're going to implement it on the mod, but it would definitely be good if we did. So this now at least looks the part, and then we'll do a little starting signal here as well. This is mostly just future-proofing this, because there's going to be nothing coming down this way at the moment. So now this all looks pretty professional. So if we watch the train come past, you'll get to see the signal start to work and the gates close. So yeah, there we go. We now have working signaling. This train is still making a profit, and passenger numbers are good. Not enough that we can expand on the network that we've got. The train length, because I can add more carriages to this, but right now that's just going to be more expensive than it's worth. Let's come back into Featherstone. So we've sorted this. We need to sort the track signals the other way. So we're gonna end up doing the same thing here. So let's replace this with this, and we'll do dummy signal for right 2. Which I need to make sure I have well aligned, and then right 3, because both of those are technical possibilities. And then let's slap that one there. Perfect. Okay. Fine. Yeah, that looks really fucking tall, actually. So same again, because there is mutual communication between these tracks, we do have the option of one track using another. So we'll do a overhead gantry signal here and just a normal stop signal here. And then we'll do a starter signal basically here at the very edge of the fucking platform. Gonna go for another overhead line. It needs to be one of the 3 position thingies. And there we go. That looks fairly the part. And not that these are gonna get used, so I'll do these as a waypoint so they don't take up cost. But we'll do these as siding signals. So let's put one here and the other so that it's nice and equidistant. Oh, it's a bit of a bum wrap actually. But we'll do those there. So these signals do work, but this area is never going to get used. This is just for dramatic effect. In terms of signals over here, we're going to use one of our overhead signals. That one's going to go here. And this one's going to be interesting this time because the dummies are going to be to the left this time. So we'll do a left stop. And that'll go here. And then I'll do a left stop as well. Actually, I might do... Hang on. Get rid of that one. Does it make a difference on how the game routes trains once there are more of them? Once there are more of what, Mono? Once there are more trains? More trains. Do signals make a difference? Yes. Signals are very important when you have more trains, yes. Let's make that one tall, and then left to... We'll do this. There we go. So that looks the part once again. So now this gantry is going to be a bit interesting because there's only one span on the right, but I'm going to need 2 on the left this time. So now when I put this in place, which is here, there we go. This is all looking pretty cool. Oh, we finally have a full amount of grain, so our 15 cars was good. So this train is going to start producing $100 bill very soon, which I like. This railroad here is probably going to need... let's do two tracks without the pedestrian gates, because if we're honest, that's not entirely needed just now. And we'll do some signals. One will go here. We'll make these one way again. Actually, I should probably check that other one is one way as well, because that one's kind of important. So this one needs to be one way, which it is now. And are you one way? No, okay, you need to be one way. These guys don't need to be one way. These guys do. And they are. I think I've forgotten about some one-way signals somewhere. So you need to be one way and you are. You need to be one way and you aren't. You are now. You need to be one way and you are. Configure. You should be. Oh. You need to be one way and you are. You need to be not one way and you aren't, so I'm pretty happy with that. Cool, so we're gonna start making a tidy profit over time. This grain train is really gonna help. We're not getting as much oh, actually we're starting to get as much passengers as I might like. So yeah, this train's very almost full, and this train is going to be full coming into this. So you can see what I mean by this. These signals don't work because the advanced... So the base game logic for Transport Fever only allows for red and green signals. It's only through the use of more advanced mods that really opens up more options for signaling, but unfortunately that actually isn't included in the GWR signals mod. So unfortunately a lot of this is for show, but it does make the game look a lot cooler. Let's use the money that we got from our recent journey to modify this vehicle. So I can modify this to have an extra carriage. So let's do, it's going to be first class for this one, which isn't as expensive. So this is going to increase capacity to 30, and we just have enough money to do it. So this train is finally starting to make money, and there was about 20 odd people in the platform, so now people aren't going to have to be stuck waiting. I do like the fact that the passengers actually move around. Yes, there is a lot of clipping issues as they kind of no-clip through this, but they will actually walk. They will walk from the train that they just got off. They will come out here. They will go over to the tram station, which is here. Or potentially they might walk to their destination, but this one is quite far away, so we'll need to see if they use the... Okay, these ones are... Okay, these guys are going to be using the tram, so we'll start to see them go down the underpass. And they will, they'll actually walk over to the tram stop, and you can sit and follow these people around like a creepy motherfucker. I really like the look of this little pond, though. It's a mod add-on, of course, but pretty good-un. Cool. Yeah, okay, so we're very slowly going to start generating money here. We've got this one on the go. Let's go around and start sorting these guys. Oh, I say we get money in the go and immediately we go into the red. Let's use our waypoint. So this is going to be a siding start signal here. As are you. Actually, you need to be about here. This is still double slipped, annoyingly, and I can't change it, which is a bit annoying. So what we'll do is we'll just make it look the part, because I have rusty train tracks. So let's bring you out and over to here. And we'll just make this like a disused stub. There we go. So a bit of a disused stub there. Fine, and then we're going to need to focus on some signals here. So realistically, a train coming down this way isn't really going to be doing anything other than going straight over, so I'm quite happy with this. Over here, we're going to put this signal here. And where it's going to get interesting is coming the other way. So if we do this... we're going to have two options for these tracks. So let's do a right 1 position, which is going to be for the depot, and we'll make it taller, but we'll do a right 3 position, which is going to be for the lumber yard. And once again, all this shit just means nothing, but it does just increase that there realism, just that little bit. So when trains go past, it's all just gonna look the part, which is basically what I'm going for at the moment. Now I'm gonna have to revamp this area when I bring a line in to here, but for just now, we're going to put a signal in here, and then I'm just going to use a simple side bracket signal to denote the going off into the depot. Alright. Pretty happy with this. Cool. Okay. Alright. So, we have our forestry industry here all set up, which I'm pretty happy with. We have our bakery industry set up, which I'm also pretty happy with. What is next? So our options for what is next are... what are my options? My options are that I either bring the route north and up into backup, which is actually going to be quite a hefty amount of money, if I'm perfectly honest with you. Or the alternative is I get my cargo setup started. It's going to be started over here. I think we start our cargo set up here because, yeah, we're going to need to get it done at some point. So let's max out our loan. And we might very much run out of money here. Hopefully not, but we probably will. So let's get a 2-terminal large dock, which is going to go in here. If I do a 4-terminal... 4-terminal does look kind of better. I wonder if I just do a 1-terminal. Yeah, let's do a 1-terminal as a foundation. Trying to work out where specifically I want to do this. So let's do this here. Okay. Fine. And let's configure this. So this might end up costing us a pretty penny, but we're gonna refund the landing. And if I put a passenger terminal here, I guess my question is if I get rid of this and I do a large dock. Okay, I can't have it come out in the middle, which is ever so slightly annoying, but it is what it is. Let's yeah, let's just throw that there. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck. Can I not? Okay, I can, but it's very expensive. Also, oh, the foundation's cool. I don't know what mod adds that in, but that's pretty cool. I guess I could actually just add one of those in. Do we have a passenger equivalent of this? Okay, I prefer the cargo equivalent of it. I wonder if I might actually just put this here. And then for cargo, we'll do one of these that comes out here. That all looks pretty good. So we do... trying to see how we want to do this. So if we do this, where's in the middle of them? This is in the middle of them, so this is going to be a large cargo dock, which will go here, and I can do a large landing there and a large landing here for 100 thou each. And then I can do a large passenger dock. Yeah, fuck it, let's just do it over there. And then we'll do a large passenger landing here. Fine. And then I can expand this if needs be. I don't think right now I'm definitely going to have to do this one. I don't want this one to be called Beaminster, because Beaminster's on a slightly different continent from what we are looking at. I do actually need to put in some pedestrian access here. Annoying I can't just have this go into a straight road, but it is what it is. Speaking of a straight road, let's go ahead and grab a urban street. Maybe a bit of an odd choice. Actually, do I need... actually, I don't think I do. I don't actually think I need an urban street, to be honest with you. I think what I really need... do you know, I would actually probably put a truck stop in here. All things considered. We'll do this as... I suppose we can do it as a one terminal truck stop. And just have that one come in... I think it actually needs to have pedestrian access, so footpath connections. There it is. Okay, so that's going to be our truck stop here. I was going to say this doesn't really give us a great deal of options, but actually I think I'm okay with that because it's not really going to connect everything. That's going to be a train connection for sure, and everything else is going to be a train connection, so I'm actually pretty happy with this one. Let's bring you out, and you need to come up over here. This is going to connect our oil industry, and then we're effectively going to need to have a country road that is going to connect these guys. So bring that one to there. Trying to think of how this is going to work without blocking it. I want it to come from the outer lane. Yeah, okay, let's have it come from the outer lane. And we'll just bring you basically right the way around, down the coast to here, and then we'll use the curve tool to bring it around, make that look a little bit neater. Cool. So now we have the ability to connect oil to our shit. Fine, we can sort all this later. We're gonna call this one port. Port. I don't know. We need a name for what this area is gonna be. Fuck. It's in the east. Bumley. Wasted absolutely no time on that one, Badger. Jesus. Fine. It's not. I mean, it's not near a place. We may as well as. Also, I like the idea of bum coffee, so let's make this one Bumley Coffee Farm. This is your Bumley, though. Okay. This means we're not. This means we don't have a town to rename. So this will be Port Bumley. Way Bumley Coffee. So Port Bumley. Port Bumley. Connect Bumley to Willitown. Where's Willitown? Well, I can't because Willington isn't on the sea, so it'll take time for that to be achieved. Fine. So this will be Port Bumley truck stop. We've got Bum Oil. Bumley oil field. And Bumley Oil Works. Actually, oil truck stop. There we go. Ew. I'm actually probably going to need to put down another, because there's no road that connects any of this, so this is going to be entirely problematic. Yeesh. Fine, let's go ahead and get a terminus station. Thank you, Beans, for the one bit. Let's not have a footbridge there. Why is it a cube? Internal error. What? What do you mean internal error? See the console for details. Track 2. Okay, that was weird. Track 1. Oh. Huh. Oh. Good to pooch with that one. You didn't know that you had one. Let's go ahead and make the foundations of what is going to be our grand old train station here. So we'll connect this in. God, that's expensive. Fine. So this will be Port Bumley. Oh, that's Bulmy. Bumley. Port Bumley. And then if we go into the configure, we're actually just going to get rid of this platform. Actually, no, we're not. I fucked up. We need to get rid of this thing. Apparently you had more. Where did these come from?
Where did these come from?
Well, you found them. Yeah, found them. You also found that gives you text-to-speech, so now I'm scared. Thank you, Beans. I always love people that do the bit donation, not realizing that it's the only other than a subscription. It's the only other way of getting text-to-speech on my shit. So. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, did it break?
SQUEGG SQUEGG.
Oh no, it's even worse.
SQUEGG 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 SQUEGG.
Okay, this is so much worse.
SQUEGG SQUEGG SQUEGG.
This is so much worse. Oh, thank God it stops. SQUEGG SQUEGG. Oh God, that had the potential to be horrifying. Okay. Ah, jeez. SQUEGG. That's gonna be stuck in my head all fucking night. Jesus Christ, did they just absolutely fucking drop something important there? Okay, let's go ahead and I want to start it over this end, actually. Fuck it. It is what it is. Let's bring you rem just a smidgen more, and I'm definitely going to change you. So you are very much going to be Port Bumley Station. And I'm going to change what side this platform is on, because fuck this noise. So let's use the GWR platforms, actually, if we can. Passenger platforms. Ooh, God, that's thick. Yeah, dang. Yeah, thick. Port Bumley does not currently connect to Willitown because Port Bumley is a port and Willitown is next to a lake, which has no water connections. So, what you ask is not currently possible. Je regrette. Je fucking regret. Okay, let's go ahead and grab. Let's get rid of this track actually. And we'll do the 30 km/h track. And let's do a platform. Let's do cargo platform. Cargo platform. Cargo platform. Where's a cargo platform? Cargo buildings. No, platform. Platform. Jesus Christ, that fucking thing is so fucking loud. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's get cargo in over here. And then we want a roof so that the people aren't entirely fucking miserable. In terms of cargo buildings, I think we're probably going to want an actual factual cargo building. So we'll probably put in fucking collisions. Collide with these nuts. Okay, I'll probably have to put this one here, which looks a little bit dog shit. But now, if I go ahead and do tracks, platform, cargo platform to here. Oh, is there no way for me to get a cargo platform around there? Oh no, that's messy. Okay, I don't know. I do not like that. 10 out of 10 do not like. Options. Do we just delete this whole thing and push it back, or do we just put the big ass cargo building on the fucking side? Because if we put it here, yeah, I mean, if we put the big cargo building here, like that's going to be like the cargo. Well, actually, do we want a big one, or do we want a medium one? Because we can just fill this area with schmalls in time, or at least. Yeah, fuck it. All right, let's do what one that I like better. This would be like the cargo hub, I guess. No, fuck it. I want the big one. I want the big one. The reason I want the big one is so that I can do this and expand this along, and that is going to give a direct connection to that. There we go. So that looks pretty all right. How dare this happen? Time for canal. Dig, dig, dig. Digging actually is really expensive. That would blow through so much money, you two. That means we wouldn't actually be able to connect them. Like if I was to dig, because I need to dig 2 canals. I need to dig either here to here, and then here to here, or just here to here, and both of those will bankrupt me. I could maybe afford to do this one with 5 million, maybe, but that's a big ask. I'm not entirely sure that's gonna happen, so I regret, but you're gonna have to bide your time, I reckon. Okay, let's Do you know what? I can just expand this in time, can I? Let's switch up here to the 30-mile-an-hour track for just a little bit. So we'll do this until the tree line here. And then we'll go up to the max speed line. And we'll put that one there and that one there. So that is now officially connected. I can't. I physically can't. I don't know what you want me to say. I physically fucking can't do it. Like... let's do a diamond cross over here. Okay, that's not gonna work. This game's detection for this bollocks is honestly fucking nonsense. But here we go, that is that sorted. So we'll go ahead and do some overhead signaling. Do one here, and we'll put a gantry in place. So we'll do a 0-3 gantry. These guys should be set to not being one way. And then this one, there's no point in actually putting this as a full stopping signal, because it's never, the yellow light is never going to be illuminated. So we'll just plonk that one down here. So now we've got passengers. And we've got cargo. We can bring this over. This all looks fine. Fine. Okay. So now, ooh, God, that number shot up. So now we need a way of getting this train track up to here, and I think this is actually going to end up being pretty fucking messy. Ah, beans. Okay. Fine. So we're going to need another train station up here at the Featherstone Toolworks. But this, once we get this in place, this is going to start allowing us to get a shit ton of money pretty fucking quick. So let's put, oh, okay, that's actually not ideal. So you're expensive as fuck. You're actually increasingly cheaper. Let's just put this a little bit away from the station. So that, to try and save just a little bit of pennies. Fine. Now we'll use our track. I don't think the train's going to be going any faster than 30 miles an hour up and down this hill anyway. So let's start trying to bring this around. So far, so good. Starting to get pretty much on the high side. Try and bring it down a bit more. I want it to be level. Let's bring it to here. Yeah, okay, this will work. This will definitely work. That was a little bit of an expensive John. Let's double slip this, and then we have the same thing to do here. So let's make you double big. And then we'll do the same with you. Let's make you a home signal here. Actually, no, you'll be a starter signal, won't you? Which is slightly smaller. And then we'll use the approved side bracket. There we go. That looks the part. Fine. So, Featherstone Machine Factory. Actually, I'll just do machine freight. Fine. So now I need 2 trains. This is where things are going to get a little bit interesting in terms of the use of our railway. Also, this is a bit of a bitch as well, because I think I'm actually going to need to curl the track around here, unless I just don't. Fuck it. Well, we can always redevelop this later. So now what we need to do is we need to come over here, and we need to bring you down to here. So we want to retain that 30 miles an hour. And we are once again... Oh, I was going to say we're going to double slip you, but I can't seem to double slip you. Why the fuck not? Right, what are you playing that game? What are you playing? What are you playing at? Okay, let's try a couple before it was. Let's see if I can double slip this. Why can't I fucking double slip? Forgive me a minute. In fact, I need to start a drink anyway, so give me a hot minute to see, this is just fucking frustrating, because if this does this, then I need to do like this. It seems to not double when it's close to the next junction. No, well, maybe. I wonder if it's a signal, actually. Let's get rid of the signal. think it's to do with the angle, to be honest with you, Mono. Let's try doing it as steep. Okay. Let's try this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Fine. It's an angle issue. It's an angle issue. Fine. Okay, let's bring you up to here. We're pretty happy with that. This area actually just looks like a fucking mess, all things considered. But you know what? It is what it is. I might actually move you up a little bit more. Bring you a little bit closer to this junction here. Let's get a little side signal on. Oh, actually, if I'm being technical about this, it's going to have to be an overhead gantry, which I'll end up putting probably here. Be an overhead gantry, and then it'll be left one, which will be the tall one. I think that's in the right position. So this will be the first left, and then second left will be for the depot. I think that's all positioned quite rightly. So let's do this. There we go, that looks pretty sensible, although I don't necessarily like these two being so close together. So this is going to allow us to remember that we were about to take a break and actually take a fucking break. So give me a couple of minutes to go and refresh my drink, and I will be back in a little minute.
Holy shit. Body slam! This will never not be funny! Let's get them both, let's get them both, yeah boy! Fucking get shipwrecked. Honestly, somewhere there is a fucking BioWare developer who's like, just got like, oh, it's stuck to me! It's stuck to me! I'm having too much fun. Like.
What?
Fucking gremlin laughter.
Ow!
12
Oh,
gauge.
my game just fucking crashed.
Oh, GG. Oh god, you are having a seizure on screen right now. Hang on.
That's legit.
Share your screen. Hang on. Here you go. This is what we're seeing.
My
right
screen.
All right, let's get RoboDoggy in the deployed position. Let's get our grenades out, and then let's get the worst tunes for base assault you've ever heard in your life. Let's rock. Let's go! Station. Active use. Oh, that's a fucking tornado! Oh god! Fuck. I was like, what the fuck is that massive, like, warbling shadow? It's a fuck nugget and tornado. Oh.
Are
This
you
guy.
guys known for attempting to break people out?
I haven't broken anybody out in this county, but I have in other counties.
The sheriffs here know you.
I can't deal with this
Attempt jail.
guy in the
No,
background.
they don't know
Do they
me.
know you?
I chose my targets poorly. Right, do you two want to fucking get in there and... Oh, Lord! Well, wow! What do you expect? It's a fucking massive cannon that shoots a long stream of white material. What else do you want me to call it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I even remember going to bed, Hibble.
Well, I mean, you fucking passed out on the couch. It was great.
I don't even remember that.
Oh yeah, you were asleep! Of course you wouldn't! Guys, do you want to see what happened to me before?
Yes.
Watch this, right?
Oh, you did.
Yo, bro, you went flying and you died.
Yeah, you die at the other side.
That's hilarious.
So now you understand why I was laughing like that.
Teddy, come on, just stop.
That was Yeah, your reload is maybe a bit quick there, son, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't reload.
Alright. We are officially back from my break, and Mono, you will be pleased to know that I have the return of my darker pigment drink. Just for you, thought I should. So unpausing this again. So we're in the requirement now of 2 trains. So now we're going to start using what's referred to as a hub system. So rather than taking our planks here, which would actually at this point probably involve having another station here to go backwards, we're going to use Port Bumley as something of a hub for the trade of goods across the water. Basically, is the long and fucking short of it. So with that in mind, we need 2 trains. So we've maxed out our money, so we need to be careful with this. So let's do. Well, we need to set up the lines first, actually. Oh, that's down as Beaminster Station. God, we need to sort that one. Beaminster. Fine. So line number 1, nope. That is going to be the. So we'll do Bumley Freight. And Sandwich. Sandwich. Sawmill Works. And then we'll do another one, which is going to be Bumley Freight all the way over to. Ooh, we could not connect all the fucking stations. No. It says there is no path between them. Why? Why is that? So you use this one. Are you trying to go both ways on this? Okay, for some reason or other, the train is trying to go both ways. And it's coming a cropper. So one of these is broken. Oh, hang on. So you're not one way, you're not one way. You are one way. So one of these signals is broken, which is why it's giving me that error. So you are one way. You are one way. You are one way. You are one way. Where's the fucking problem then? Oh, I think I know what the problem is. You are accidentally one way, aren't you? Yep, there it is. There we go. So the error goes. That's fine. That's exactly what we're looking for. We need to put in another couple of signals here. So I want to put in... I want to put in another home signal here. Do it probably as close to the junction as I can get away with. So we'll do home signals here and here. And these should not be one way. So because I think this is long enough that we can actually get away with not putting those in place. I approximately think. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care about. I don't really care about there. Okay, fine. So the line is now sorted. So we should have now 2 freight trains using this place here. So now all we need to do is actually go ahead and make the trains. I've definitely done both of the lines. Yeah. Okay. So Bumley Freight. Bumley. Actually, we'll do the Bumley Hub, is what we'll call it. It's probably slightly more easy. To the Featherstone Machine Works. Hub gives us slightly more room to work with. So we need 2 trains that are capable of carrying stuff. Ideally carries wood, steel, and cogs, because that means I can avoid deadheading. We'll need to sheet though. So let's do this one. So let's grab a train. So let's grab one of you, and then in the goods wagons. So the flat wagon can carry logs, can carry stuff. Okay, yeah. So the flat wagon is probably what I want actually. So let's grab all the flat wagons. Wait, what was the train design I used for you? Because what are you using? Manage vehicle and edit. Oh no, it's because I was using a shorter train, right? It's because I was using a shorter train. Fine. So let's hang on. Let's do that one again. So we'll do the tender engine because the tender engine has more power behind it. Turn the game down a little bit just because it's a little bit loud in my ears. Let's use the flat wagon. So this will only have a capacity of 50. I could make it more, but I want it to be semi-realistic with having brake fans and things. So, oh. Fine, let's edit you with a brake fan. Modify for 0. It doesn't carry anything, so it doesn't cost anything, so that's fine. So now we'll assign you to the purple hub and you to the blue hub. And let's repay what loans we have. So this is us now kind of out of money for a little bit. So now what we will see is because... So the game's got quite a good logic for understanding what needs what and where. So because the game now understands that the machine factory needs wood and it's connected to the hub, and the hub is connected to a place that gives like milled woods, this can work in its favor. So you'll see what I mean about these little waypoint signals working. There we go. So that's pretty nice. A little siding signal comes down. So because of what we mentioned before, the sawmill, which has stored lumber, is now going to start working on producing sawmilled goods. The only downside is I don't have any steel really. But fuck it, it is what it is. There's no point in me getting this up and running because that's not actually going to run until there is a connection on to here, which there will be soon. I think we're just going to have like a very brief across the water journey. So this train's gonna pull over here. This is the machine works. Yeah, that doesn't really mean a great deal. Tempted to grab Beaminster as a passenger port. That would allow us to extend our route a little bit. Here would probably be a good place for it, all things considered. How much would that cost actually? Let's go max out this. So if I put down a passenger port that is just got if we do one large, that's expensive. If I do one small and put it here, it's actually not too shabby, all things considered. What happens? So if I put you here, God, I hope I haven't fucked this up, and then can I extend you out? Aha, we can. So we have a pathway connection. Cool. So this ferry port is actually connected to most of the city, which is quite nice. So all we need now is actually a ship, and we can actually start making some money on the water. Ooh. Huh. This looks quite interesting, a little small boatyard. I wonder what the small boatyard actually looks like. We put you here in the corner of the water. Ooh. So can we... Oh. Wait a minute. Is that just a waste of money? It's an asset for small boats. Fine, I don't actually know if we have... small boat part. The small ships mod's actually pretty good. Harbor for small ships. Actually, I might end up... part of me... Hotel landing stage. Part of me wonders if I might actually just do that. Oh, I don't get any money back for that. Fuck. Okay, that was a regretty spaghetti. We can do harbor for small ships. That has a landing. Floating jetty, large floating jetty. Stopping point, boy. Distance. I feel like I want the harbor, but I don't know what I can do with the fucking harbor. Let's just see. Let's bring that out to there, and can we configure you? Oh, okay, I can, but not really by much. I can probably put down assets though, and make it a little bit better. Do you auto attach? No. See, this is at the wrong height, and the height actually isn't adjusting at all. So bring you all the way down. Nah, it just looks kind of weird, doesn't it? It would be nice if it actually just like auto attached. Oh, hang on a minute. It looked like it did very briefly there for a second. Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure how I freaking feel about this. Okay, let's try a small road. Okay, that's a hard no from me, dog. I have regretty spaghetti about this because now I can't actually build the thing that I was gonna build. So yeah, that's a problem. We'll do the shipyard here out the way. So in terms of mods, all we can really get is the Riga for passenger shenanigans. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to do some terrain manipulation. So let's flatten this. No, fuck. Okay. Okay, that's all nice and sorted there. And then if I level this, that looks actually okay. So if I use a small road tool, have you come straight out here, that looks okay. And then if I bring, no. So I think if we have, no. Fucking goddamn it! Can I not just make a fucking low-lying coastal fucking road? Okay, I think if I do it this way, this should give me some success? Question mark. No, it ends up looking real rough. But we do have a jetty here, and it still does cover most of the city. So now, how do I use? I'm trying to work out how I use these old. Oh, if I do switch. Oh, I wonder if that was what I needed to do. If I need to switch off the ground adjustment. Switch off the ground adjustment. So let's see what this does. So we've switched off the ground adjustment, and if I do the port corner, rather. Height of accessories. No, that just doesn't want to fucking change at all, does it? Does not want to change at all. God, that's slightly frustrating. I wish it clipped. Disabled lanes for people. Doesn't change anything. And so what have we got? We've got a corner asset, an outside corner asset, a port without function, harbor barrier, harbor railing, fender. I wish this all clipped into each other. This is perfectly possible. I kind of don't know why it isn't. I don't know what these water assets are. Fine, do you know what? Let's just do what we can to try and make this look quarterway decent. I don't really like this. But we'll have it come around here. And, yeah, see, I can't even manually control the height. That's a bugger. Yeah, that is an absolute bugger. I wonder if I just sell this and go back to the old ferry port. Or is there a world where I can flatten this a bit more for a little bit of $100 bill, and then we come back here and then do. I wish this fucking height slider would work. Like, what the point is having a height slider that doesn't fucking work? Ah, fuck it. I can halfway. I can make that look halfway decent. Fine. Okay, that's. Okay, this is not great. Let's drop the brush size down a little bit more. Okay, definitely want to flatten this out a bit more. Okay, I don't know why this isn't. Okay, that's not gone well. Oh, do you know what it was? Switch off ground adjustment. Yeah, okay, there we go. So I needed the ground adjustment on. Fine, so that opens up this one. Fine, I'm right in saying that you have fine. So we're using vanilla ships here. There's a little bit of a gap here, but I'm kind of beyond caring just now. Fine, so I should be able to connect Beaminster. So Port Beaminster to Port Bumley. So this is going to be a line that is going to be possible in due course. Minster to Bumley Ferryport. But we just need to wait to have enough money for this. So we can see here, thanks to the tireless efforts of this train, we have pulled a lot of things in. Oh shit, we got $1 million. Fine, let's use this to buy a ship. $1 million, let's buy one riggy ship, because we've only got a small dock. So this only lets us carry 39 people. But we'll take it, and we'll put this one on the Beaminster Bumley line. And let's start repaying some debts. So this is where we're going to get like a stupendous amount of money. So we can see here at this point, this train has not carried anything, because it's still got its default settings, and it is all the way down at minus $500,000 for the fucking month. But now, it's actually going to go into the port. It's going to pick up a huge amount of fucking shit, and it is going to head off into the middle distance. So this is a long journey, but this is going to net us quite a lot of money. Don't be surprised if this comes back at like, I don't know, $1.5 million for this one journey that we're doing. Maybe $1 million's closer actually. But yeah, this should be quite good. These guys are all waiting. Oh, that's one thing we need to do actually. Hang on a minute. Hang on a fucking minute. So while this is making its journey, we actually need to amend this train line here. So this line is going to be Port Bumley to Featherstone. And when we manage the line, we are going to see it. We're going to see it start at Featherstone, and then it is going to stop at Sandwich line number 1. It's going to continue on to Port Bumley Passenger, and then it's going to come back to Sandwich on platform number 2, and then continue on to Featherstone platform 2. So here we go. So now we have effectively a connection between Featherstone, Sandwich, and Beaminster over here. So now we'll start to see this passenger route get used. Meanwhile, we're going to follow this train for a bit longer. Let's see how much profit it goes ahead and generates. So it's going to slow down as it comes up this this hill here. It's limited to 30 miles an hour, but with the uphill it doesn't have enough power to even get to 30 miles an hour. But nevertheless, it's going to pull in. Let's see how much it gets. So my guess is between $1 million and $1.5 million. Let's see what the answer is. Let's see what the answer is. Million. 1.1 million. Fine, definitely take that. That's going to allow us to repay our loan quite a fair bit. Fine. Alright. Well, we've got $100 bill. So now we're kind of at a bit of a stalemate. You may have noticed that we have maxed out our loan, except for that $1.5 million that we have paid back. So we've put our industry to a point where it is going to make profit. So all we need now is time in order to be able to expand. But that time is going to take a little bit to happen. I'm curious to see. So, oh, we got some people here. I've got some people here that are going to the port. So this lady has now got a job in an industrial building in Sandwich, and she is going to use the boat and the train to get there. Let's actually turn that ship around so that she can get to her gainful employment. Oh, there's actually one. I didn't realize there was one person already on board. So how does this look? So yeah, they do just stand there looking all forlorn. I didn't actually realize there was one person on board already. I do like this paddle steamer because it's open air, so the people just sit on top of it, which is pretty funny to see. Anyway, the boat docks. That actually looks real fucking messy. Do you know what? This is gonna be a temporary solution. I'm gonna have to fix this at some point. I had high hopes for this mod, but the fact it doesn't snap together is a bit, it's a bit shit, really. But fine. It is what it is. Okay. So ship's gonna bring people over to the passenger department. Oh, hang on a minute. Why are you running empty? Huh. I think I actually need to. Oh no, okay, you're deadheading. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Where is our passenger train? Our passenger train is here, and it I think has actually some people in tow that are going to be going over to. Yeah, it's got 2 people that want the port. The good news is the Rigi is going to pull in just as it gets there. So our 2 passengers are going to disembark. Oh, there's another $500,000, so we can repay that. So we're going to pull in here. Yeah, this dock set looks a lot nicer. So the passenger pulls into Port Bumley, and we have our people. So we have Luca and Jessica, and they are going to head to the train station, hopefully before the train arrives. I really do like the notion of being able to follow like a passenger's journey. I can see she's coming around. And she's gonna go into the entranceway into the port. And she's just gonna chill. Here comes the passenger train with the people that are hopefully going to be getting off at the port. So made a little bit of money there, 2 people on, but yeah, the port isn't massively going to be where this line is going to make its money. It's mostly on the Sandwich to Featherstone and eventually up to backup route. Yeah, that's eventually where it's going to be. I do need to get another carriage onto this though, because that number's getting pleasantly high, but high. So this is fine. Our passenger stations aren't getting overstocked, so that's pretty good. Right now I'm pretty happy with just a 1 tram. God, are all 15 of these people going to be getting off at this stop? That's going to be wild if they do. Got 3 people waiting to get on. Do all 15 get off? Let's see. We get down to yeah, all 15 get off. God dang. Okay, yeah, I really do need another carriage onto this train. I might use the money to do this because the trains are going to be where we get our money now, I think. So let's manage vehicle. Let's edit it, and let's purchase another. Where is it? There it is. So it's going to be another 2nd class train, but this one is full 2nd class, so you can see it's a lot more expensive. Third class is also expensive. But let's grab this and we'll modify for that. That leaves us fine. Fine. So we've now got a capacity of 50 on this train. So when we get these people crossing the road, so they're using the underpass, it's going to be a race against time for these people to see if they actually make it to the train station before the train pulls up. We're watching it approach. But good, this is all looking very prim and proper so far. Oh, come on, guys. You don't have long. We can see the train. Nah, I think they're going to miss it, actually. Yeah, they're going to miss it. They're definitely going to miss it. I mean, I say they're going to miss it. They might be waiting for the docks. I know this guy is. This guy looks like the fucking fat controller. Jesus Christ. But some of these guys, I mean, if that was me, I would be sprinting for that train just now. But these guys are pretty chill about it. Oh yeah, train's gonna pull away before it gets inside. You're off to bed, Hibble. Have a good rest of the stream. Thank you, Mono. Catch you later. Have a good rest. Will not be going for too much longer. Another wee cheeky half-mil there, so we can put that away. So at the moment the game now slows down. We've spent all the money that we have. And we have been... Are you bringing shit back? Or are you the Sawmill Works train? I might change you, actually. Actually, no, I don't. I kind of don't want to... Part of the problem is just because it's so friggin' close together. But yeah. Ooh. Train here causing us a bit of grief. Why is it causing us grief? Ah, because it's on the way to Featherstone. This is a really long passage, so I might actually go ahead and where's the halfway point? So halfway point between here and here is going to be roughly here. Let's do it on the straight where there's good visibility of signals. Let's just do a halfway signal to hopefully speed up the line a little bit. Fine. So eventually we're going to get all our way over to backup. That's probably going to be our first goal of the next time we stream this. This place is going to be an absolute fucking nightmare to get shit to and from. But it's going to be an important place to get things to and from because the fucking brickworks there. Anyway. Apologies, I've got a very itchy nose. Also, I need to... check a message. Okay, fine. So yeah, we're basically on the waiting game now. So for now, it's going to be a task to try and spruce up this this little railway network to look a little bit more realistic, really. Because right now we've done a lot of good towards it looking the part, but it also kind of doesn't look the part. So to explain why things are the way they is, let's pay off some of that loan again. So to explain why the way things are the way they is because take this railroad crossing. The reason why it specifically gates, or I guess more generally, it is a fence, right? The reason specifically why it is a fence as opposed to anything else is because the British Railways decided that every part of the railway everywhere in the country, no matter how rural, had to be fenced off, fence being the specific word. And this gate is like a moving fence, whereas if you have a barrier that raises and lowers, that's not really a fence as such. So that is basically why Britain ended up settling on this design here, for the gated railway crossings, because it is basically just like an extension of the fence. So we're going to be replicating. We're going to be replicating this. The function of the fence was effectively twofold. It was one, like, to identify that it was a railway and hopefully make people that were thinking of trespassing on the railway just to think that little bit harder before they trespassed on the railway. But the other thing was it kept animals off the track. So it didn't matter how rural it was, the railways were always fenced off. So given that we have some time to kill, as we are working our way through the time, oh shit, we need to place down our headquarters. Actually, that's one thing we do need to do. We need to decide where we want to put it. I don't necessarily know we want it in what's the bigger town, Sandwich or Featherstone? Sandwich was technically the town where we started, although Featherstone, where's the commercial district in Featherstone? It's here. I wonder if we just put it in Sandwich, actually. So we can build it, it doesn't cost us very much at all, it only costs us effectively the groundwork. And if we post it here, that lets us keep an eye on the Sandwich train station. Fine, that is good enough for us. I can hear a train stop. Oh no, it's the sawmill, never mind. Fine, so everything's ticking along quite nicely. So the machine works is currently deadheading, that's fine. Got a few passengers waiting for trains. How many passengers are taking the port? Okay, it's slowly starting to pick up in numbers. So let's get to work on doing some fencing. Let's make this look the part, huh? So for this we're going to use the oh, that's cool. Little port things here. So yeah, we're using quite a lot of mods, as you can see. And so yeah, part of this is considered as like something of like a model railway project where, you know, we're not metaing the game. We're just basically trying to get something that looks pretty cool. Let's try and see which does this fence look pretty good. Okay, I don't know if I like that as such. It annoys me there's no fence in the game that replicates these like this quite well. This one's going to be quite tricky because I need the fence to like not spaz out with the height. We're just going to take this very, very piecemeal. The fence is balanced on the edge of this, what has become a retaining wall. So we'll do the same thing again. Let's click on you here to continue this fence. So this is the one that we have to be particularly careful with, because I need it on the edge so that it doesn't like dip down. And then once we get to here, we are free. So let's pull -4 on this. So now I should be able to direct this along the railway. So we can do this in small increments. The reason why I'm using it in small increments of linear tool as opposed to, you know, many increments of the, or like only a few increments of the curved tool, is because the curved tool actually. Oh god, that looks horrific. Jesus Christ. Fuck that up. Okay, alright, change plan, never mind. Let's bring you up to here. God, this is gonna be so fucking crazy. Are you shitting me? Yeah, you can see where it's starting to like dip down. Should have considered using a something that prevents them from building there. Okay, fine. Let's go to here and continue on. Yeah, so when we move on to wire fencing, when you use the curve tool, it actually has the wires like curved, which just like, it just, it looks kind of weird, so I'd rather use small increments of, straight fencing. And then we'll have this one come down here. Boom. And so we finished that. Fair enough. Okay. I think there's quite a lot going on here. So we'll probably actually put in a little fakey shaky junction box in the form of, where is it? It's a G. Oh no, it's not G. Oh, here it is. So we'll do signal box. Let's see. So we need to have a think. What would be the resource that is available here on this island? So there's red bricks, there's stone, there's wood. I think it would have to be wood because there's not really anything else. So wood on wood with a gable-ended roof. Fine, and we'll plonk this one down probably here. There we go. This will be the, rename this, the sandwich junction box. And you'd probably also have these like small railway buildings as well in places, so we'd probably have a wooden. And this would, these would be like the controllers' houses for the level crossings. So probably put this one. Can't attach it directly to there, but let's put it here. I think that looks pretty nice. What can we do with this one? So wood, same, gable-ended, fire buckets and lamp. Yeah, let's do that. That looks quite nice, even though there's no nighttime in this game. I think this place is probably worthy of a junction box as well, do we not reckon? So we'll do it wood again. Where would we want it? Probably here, I reckon. This is quite a busy set of junctions, so I'd probably consider actually making this one. Oh, I can make it like mini. That's so cute. Look at it. Look at that. I probably actually want it as a +1 line, which I need some pennies for. So we need to just wait. So that's gonna make a delivery. That's gonna be fine. Oh, that was not enough money. This'll help us be enough money, I reckon. No. Our main money maker is that long distance train. But yeah, there we go. Okay, fine. So let's just have this one here. We'll do that one as wood. I don't think there's anything else I can do with the yeah, okay. And we'll refer to this as the Bumley signal box. Let's repay some of our loan with that, actually. Remember them. Ooh. Oh no, we're borrowing. We can borrow. Okay, we're down to 11 million, so we can potentially start thinking about doing stuff soon, which is pretty good. Yeah, this train's not pulling a lot of. It's not doing a lot of work, but it is at least keeping up the expenses. Right, I feel like I want to tell this train to wait. So manage vehicles, manage line, sorry. So at the freight, I want you to wait for a full road for a maximum. 3 minutes is probably a bit long. Let's go for 2 minutes. Let's go for 2 minutes. See how that works. Because the problem is this train tends to pull in while this one is pulling out, so the sawmill doesn't quite have time to work its way through the goods. So you can see here it's at 30 and we have a capacity for 50. So we ideally want to wait for a full road if we can. Is basically the long and short of things just now. Cool. Okay. Fine. So let's finish sprucing up our shit. I think we'll do a little railway building. Where could we put it? Can probably put that one here, I reckon. There we go. So this will be the. Actually, I don't really need to name it, but I'm going to. So back in the day, people would actually like live, like well, back in yesteryear, it wasn't uncommon for you to live at the place that you worked. It seems a bit weird by our standards, but like yeah, nurses would live inside the hospital. Junior doctors would as well. Hence why in history, like in American hospitals, you call your doctors who are qualified but like the lowest level, the residents, because they like lived in the hospital. Yeah, nurses in particular, they used to live in the hospital. So yeah, it wasn't actually that uncommon for you to live in the place that you worked. And the railway was no different depending on your job. Let's hit this smart increments. Just because we're curving. Oh lord, we're curving. So we'll try and get this looking good before we move on to the next phase. Hopefully by the time this is all done, we should have made enough money for us to basically move on. Let's bring this up to here. here so it looks good, and we're going to finish that off. Let's bring that one to there and finish that off. There we go, that looks alright. And then we've got to do this area here. I'll probably bring this down as a fence, and then we'll move on to like a wire fence. So you wouldn't use an ornate fence everywhere, but around, like within sight of the built up areas, I like to use the more ornate fencing. So yeah, let's do that one. So let's get this area here. We'll start this one, bring it over to here, and then we're going to take this nice small increment purely because it's quite a heavily curved section. And we don't want it looking entirely out of place. Let's bring you to about here, and then to here. And then let's start making our way down towards the level crossing. The money that we have. Oh wow, it's June, we're halfway through our first year of this, so we've done quite a lot of work to start us off. You know, by this point in the normal speed of the game, you would probably be having like ridiculous amount of, like, it'd probably be like the fucking 1900s by now. It's ridiculously fast. It's just, yeah, it's unnecessarily fast. Let's bring you to here. This area requires a little bit of work. Let's finish that off. So what we'll do is we'll put in a post here that is going to go, oh fuck. So one thing I hate about this tool, as amazing as it is it kind of screws you over when you are, yeah, there we go. Okay, fine. So now the person can get into their house and then out into the railway side of things. So I think that looks pretty nice. Let's do the same thing on the other way on the return journey into the city. We'll start this out here, and then that is going to come to here. Let's finish off. Line, and then let's restart from here. As that passenger train passes in front of us. I think if I just travel and click constantly, that'll probably be the best effect for getting all of this in place. Cool. Okay, let's bring you up and over to here, and then finish. Cool. Fine. That is the railway all fenced off in and around Sandwich. From this level crossing, I'm going to consider it a little bit more rural, so we'll switch fences to probably this one. So we'll start with this off. Okay, I need to disable the Y thing from here. So we'll start this off here, and then we'll go back to -4. And then don't, oh fuck, I had it on finish. Fuck! One thing I hate about this tool. One thing I absolutely detest about this tool. Okay, so we're in line mode now. Let's bring this over to here. That works for me. And I'm in debt, so I can't actually do anything with this. waiting for? Oh no, you're fuck, you're very almost full. Okay, it's leaving. Ugh. I don't really know how well this actually works. Fine. Whatever. It is what it is. Let's go back and do our nice little fences. So we'll start this one here. And we'll just start bringing it round. So yeah, this is why I'm using the straight line tool, because if I was using the curved line tool, then these wires would actually be curved, which just looks fucking weird. It looks hella weird, 10 out of 10. They're not blonde. But so far this is coming together quite nicely. Curving this track around, this fence around, rather, not track. No level crossings over here. Eventually once stagecoaches have, well not stagecoaches, but the horse-drawn carriages, they have their merit, but, yeah, they're so slow that anything over immediately close distance is just not frigging worth it to use. Like, at all, so. So over time we'll see these areas get redeveloped, but for just now we're just gonna try and keep this fairly basic. We'll get that one in here, and then this should allow us to close this off over here. That fence pop, there it is. So we finish. We've got a nice little track going over. Cool. Now this area we're going to have to get a little bit more constructive with our fencing. Yeah, the fuel transport from here over to here is going to be important once we get trains over this side. But I want at least to get to Baku. I want to get this sorted as much as possible. We do have a complete industry over here, which is quite good. It's so annoying about this area. This is gonna have to be a truck only area for sure. Yeah, for sure. Okay, all right, fine. Food for thought for later. Let's just close to repaying off our loans here, which is nice. Let's pick you to here, because I think that's... Oh, fuck, I had to fucking finish on again. Ugh. So annoying. Okay, we finish that and go back to line. Oh, huh, that didn't line up as well as planned. Alright, let's continue with this little strategy of doing the 4-way in short intervals. Jesus Christ. You can always tell when the long distance train that's carrying... Ooh. Oh, there it is. You can always tell when the long distance train that is carrying the wood planks to the tool factory gets there, because suddenly my bank balance shoots up by like a solid mil. But it's good. That's kind of what it was designed to do. So although it's not the necessarily the fastest source of income in the world, it is definitely getting us a lot of income over time, which basically is going to guarantee our future. So what we'll do here is I'm going to bring this fence into here, and then we're just going to bring it up to the edge of the yard. And so this is all railway property here, so I'm basically just going to enclose this in a railway, nice and simple. So let's put you to here, and then fuck, I did the fucking finish again. Jesus Christ, I'll go to my grave never ever remembering about that. Okay, so bring you over to the junction, and then basically bring it back to this window here. I like how this game just basically ignores the idea that, you know, there would be a need for people to get to, like, the train yard, you know? Seems a bit strange, but yeah. Okay, let's kind of do something similar here. So let's get the post here. And we'll bring it at. We'll bring you to the junction, and then I'm basically just going to straight line you over to here. Boom, done. So this area is now all well contained within the railway, which is the objective. Let's not fix what ain't broke. Let's try. It'll behave itself. Let's start our fence line over here, and then we're just gonna run this basically all the way over to the other platform, which thankfully is a short distance. Finish. Fine. So this now all looks the part. It is a nice walled off little area of railway property that we have here. One of the other things that we can do, since I'm bored with fences for a hot minute, well, I am definitely bored of fences for a minute, but I'll finish off this stretch while it is fresh in my mind. We had the finish tool on. We definitely don't want that one. So let's bring you to here, and then we'll start bringing you along, because all we have to do is get this one to the level crossing, and then basically half of our railway line is sorted for fencing. It very much looks the part, and then I can, oh, are you actually gonna, oh, okay, that's pretty snazzy. That actually fits in quite nicely there. Fine. Okay, let's finish with the fence tool for a little minute, and let's just repay all of this, except for $500,000. So because this area is dead space, we can basically do with it as we please. Because I can't really, I guess I could send like a really small cargo train in here, technically. Actually, do you even count as a platform? No, okay, this doesn't even count as a platform. So yeah, this is absolute dead space. So let's spruce it up with some things to make it look the part. So let's pick a let's see, a tender engine. We'll do it in red because that is our cargo trains. And we'll grab a couple of these back here, like they have been saddled. And one thing you typically see quite a lot, so because brake vans tend to just be used as and when they are needed for the arse end of a train, they normally just get left to kind of be stacked up in a little yard somewhere. So let's get like 5 of them here. Here we go. So in effect, they would just be detached and added to the back of a train. Now, like more complicated train maneuvers, like you would see in real life, doesn't really happen in this game. But yeah, so far our railway is very much looking the part. Yeah, like these guys, even with them constantly moving freight, their cost effectiveness is there, but it's definitely minimal. Definitely minimal. So we've done half of our route, and we still have half of our route to go. I'll probably touch up the fences off stream, so that when we come back to this, we can basically just begin our adventure to the north, into this proud town of backup, and then we can connect the industries that are here, which will be pretty cool. I'll probably need to do some exploring of trying to work out if I even want bridges or no. Kind of a rough one, wasn't it? I suppose I could actually. Well, I need to think about how I'm going to do this, but that's definitely going to be something for next stream. We're going to bug out. We are definitely going to bug out here, though. It is the end of stream for today. We're going to be streaming tomorrow with some Oblivion. Let's go and see who we can have a little raid of. Let's see if anyone else is doing Transport Fever 2, or if I'm the only one. This is a relatively niche game. Let's see what we're working with here. Oh god, I hate when it gives me this display. Yeah, I can't see anything. Cannot see anything. Fine. We have In 10 Cities who is playing Transport Fever 2. Looks like they are in the more modern times. So let's go and see what their adventures are like. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow at 8 o'clock with some Oblivion. Watch them, don't accept raids. Did that go through? Yes, that did go through. That did go through. Okay, let's go show In 10 Cities some love and support. We're going to be streaming tomorrow at 8 p.m. with some more Oblivion before I think I'm having a weekend off. So look forward to seeing you then. But for just now, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.
We no longer have control of the situation. Fall back.
Well,
GG.
we got fucking murked by a few rednecks, alright.
Why are you grabbing me and pulling me along while I'm in the split? It's my poor vagina.
Jesus. Did you mean to punch me?
I was trying to punch him right there.
Oh my god, you're really bad at punching.
Yeah.
I kind of like the flat cap. Oh, what a fucking surprise! The fucking northerner likes a fucking flat cap.
Enjoy that either.
Yeah. Hi.
I need your help. I knocked it out.
Understand?
And the north comes up, turn, starts going all hoodle toodle, this and that.
Little toodle, this and that.
Gave me a headache. I don't know that.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoops.
Oh! Can we get some big signs in the chat?
Oh god, we've still got the throttle on. What the fuck? We're sitting there rib spinning. I was not even noticing. Just hearing that rhythmic whoosh, 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 whoosh. That is train wheel spin. Fucking sitting there doing burnouts in the station, motherfuckers. They're still fighting. Good to see that's still a thing. Oh, buggeration. Yeah. Da 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 da. I did not fucking expect that to work. I thought they were gonna turn around and absolutely just like fucking shotgun my face off. Fuck you now. Okay, well, that worked. Oh, fuck! I was not ready for him to be there. The guy came back, he's turned attacks on. So we're gonna lose.
Can we play Fortnite next week?
No!
You can.
God, what is fucking wrong with you? Yes. They both fucking killed each other, that's amazing. I'm pretty sure we can actually kill you from a distance. I don't know what he was doing. Every time I look away from him, he just bounces. Wait, it's me! It's... Every time I look away from this, he just starts fucking... He started bouncing in the table. I don't know why, but my vision is controlling Deuce right now. Every time I look away from him, he's just up in the air. This is the most fucking fun I've had. What the fuck? Any collectibles you can think of? Oh, it's gone wrong. Oh, it's all gone wrong. Why am I in the roof? Why am I in the roof?
It was delicious.
Next time you come to town, you won't be able to leave without getting Dolphy sausage in your mouth, yeah?
It'll be the worst.
Absolutely.
Oh, wunderbar.
The word.
Oh, okay. All the dead bodies dropping to the floor. Oh my god, I fucking shat myself. I don't even want to see what my facial expression was like. I was like, what is that noise? Why is my everything exploding?
See, me exposing my fleshy member helped.
Oh,
You stop saying fleshy member.
Why?
No, we do not. Fine. So our race is pretty straightforward just now. And I'm not too fond of doing... Oh, never mind. Oh, I was about to skip because nothing's happening and then Alonso spins out. He absolutely fucking ballses it up. Let's watch how it happened.
Let's see what happened there.
Now, what is next is to commence the act. It's now time to do the deed and make